Say, man, hey, man, Shakur Stevenson goes at Turki Alahshiek head once again, calls him out for basically trying to protect Oscar De La Hoya's investment in William Zepeda. For Oscar De La Hoya. We're going to get into all of that in this video. People been asking me to break down this situation and how I feel about this whole situation. And that's just what we're going to do in this video. But before we do, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on it. So, yeah, William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson, the time has come, right? The time has come for the fight to finally take place after it looked like William Zepeda been ducking Shakur for probably like 2 years or more now. But I'll say 2 years, you know. So with all that being said, we like, okay, ain't nowhere for William Zepeda to go. He's Shakur Stevenson's WBC mandatory. The WBC, they ordered the fight. So we should finally get the fight. We hear Shakur talking, and Shakur been saying, hey, that's the next fight for me. You know, Gervonta Davis, he's tied up with Lamont Roach problems. The other big names, they moved up to 140. So the fight for me is William Zepeda. That's what it was looking like. Until Oscar De La Hoya, he came out and he said, Shakur Stevenson, he ducked William Zepeda. He turned down the fight. He pulled out of the fight. That's what Oscar said. He said that Shakur pulled out of the fight, right? Immediately, Shakur came back and he said, I ain't pulled out of no fight. First off, the fight is still going to happen because William Zepeda is my mandatory and the WBC ordered it. But the problem is, Turki Alahshiek, he ain't giving me nowhere close to the money that he promised me. He promised me a certain amount of money for this fight, and now he's going back on his word. He's not being a man of his word. So I'm not about to bow down and just take whatever Turki Alahshiek tell me I have to take because you told me a number, and I'm expecting you to be a man of your word, Turki, and give me that number. So he denies that he pulled out. So he says that, you know what, now, since the WBC ordered the fight, we can go to purse bid. And whatever the sanctioning body say that I have to take and what William Zepeda have to take with the purse bid, the fight's still going to be made. So don't listen to all the rumors because, you know, I'm not going to bow down to Turki Alahshiek. Now, I listened to both sides, right? Listen to what Oscar had to say. And obviously, Oscar De La Hoya is full of shit. And we can see, right, that Oscar De La Hoya, he's never wanted Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda to fight. He don't want that fight. Like, let's just keep it a buck. William Zepeda is Shakur Stevenson's mandatory. Been Shakur Stevenson's mandatory for over a year now. And William Zepeda has continued to duck Shakur Stevenson. Now, it's funny how these hoe-ass YouTubers, yeah, y'all know these channels, right? Soon as they heard Oscar De La Hoya come out and say that William Zepeda is being ducked by Shakur Stevenson and Shakur pulled out of the fight, they all ran with that information. Y'all know who these dudes is, the Knockout TVs, the Egos, y'all know who these dudes is. But it's funny because they showing that these dudes don't got no integrity. And they all on YouTube just being some effing clowns. Because these is the same dudes that make videos talking shit about Turki Alahshiek every day, right? These the same guys that made video after video talking shit about Oscar De La Hoya and saying how big of a liar Oscar is, right? But when it comes to Shakur Stevenson, the first thing they do is jump out there and start making videos and putting out false narratives that Shakur is ducking William Zepeda. When we've blatantly seen William Zepeda duck Shakur Stevenson, like I said, for over a year now. Let's go back in time, right? Let's go back in time. First, they were supposed to fight in February. William Zepeda said that, oh, he can't fight Shakur because he's hurt, right? He got a hand injury. And then he turns around and fight Tevin Farmer a few weeks after him and Shakur fight date was originally supposed to happen. So you pull out of the fight saying that you can't fight, right? Remember, he said he wasn't going to be able to fight until after May. But then you fight Tevin Farmer a couple weeks after you and Shakur were supposed to fight. And I missed one. Yeah, I missed one. Before that, he said that he wasn't going to fight Shakur because he wasn't able to fight because he was having a baby. This man had made all type of excuses to duck Shakur Stevenson. But the first thing these clowns do is start putting out video after video that Shakur is ducking William Zepeda as soon as Oscar De La Hoya comes out and say that Shakur pulled out of the fight. And Shakur comes right behind Oscar De La Hoya and say, nah, that's a lie. I just want Turki to honor what he said that he was going to pay me. If he's not going to pay me what he said he's going to pay me, we can go another route, right? We can go another route. My promotional company can get with Golden Boy. We both under the same banner with DAZN, and we can just go to purse bid. And whatever the sanctioning bodies say, that's what it's going to be, right? How I feel about this situation, right? I'm not just going to come on here and bash Turki Alahshiek because Turki has done some great things for boxing. So just because it's Shakur, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, Turki is this and that. I'm not going to do all of that. But I do think if, I don't know what Turki told Shakur, but if he did tell Shakur, look, this is what I'm going to pay you, right, for the William Zepeda fight. He's supposed to be a man and honor his word. That's just being real. It's not Shakur's fault that he wants Turki to honor his word, right? That's just what you're supposed to do as a man. A lot of you dudes ain't real men, so you don't understand that. And I'm saying if this is the case, Shakur saying this is the case, but also, what's the problem? The WBC ordered and mandated the fight so they could go to purse bid. So if William Zepeda wants to fight for a world championship title, it ain't no such thing as Shakur ducking them. Because if William Zepeda wanted, go to purse bid, and then if Shakur's really ducking, they'll strip Shakur if he don't take the fight, right? Let's use common sense and stop listening to these clowns on YouTube, right, that have a personal agenda against certain fighters, so they just run with false narrative after false narrative. You feel me? Now, on Turki Alahshiek's part, I think part of it is him protecting Oscar De La Hoya's investment, because Oscar never wanted Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda to fight. He definitely don't want it now that he see that William Zepeda is barely getting past Tevin Farmer. Right? We know he don't want to fight. Let's just keep it a buck. So Oscar and Turki Alahshiek, they have to work together. So of course, Turki, he's looking at, big fights that he have to make down the line with Oscar De La Hoya. They have a relationship stronger than him and Shakur do. So yeah, he gonna go with the promoter. He like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna burn no bridge with the promoter and Oscar De La Hoya. So if Oscar's telling me behind the scene that he really don't want the fight to happen, right? And he's telling me, okay, well, offer Shakur this. That's what he probably gonna do. Another way you could look at it, right? Because I'm looking at it from a bunch of different angles. Another way you could look at the situation is Turki paid Shakur Stevenson a whole lot of money for the Josh Padley fight, right? We all know that Shakur and Josh Padley wasn't supposed to fight. It was supposed to be Floyd Schofield, but Floyd Schofield pulled that bullshit that he pulled, so Shakur ended up having to fight a replacement at the last minute. But he still got paid top dollar to fight that replacement. I don't know if it was like $4 or $5 million, right? So maybe Turki is like, okay, well, although it was a replacement and it wasn't your fault, I overpaid you for that fight. So I want to even it out. I'm going to underpay you for the fight against William Zepeda so everything evens out. It could be like that. But if you tell a man something, you got to stick to your word. That's just what it is. And maybe Turki also knows that, hey, if William Zepeda, we know he don't want the fight. right? But the WBC mandated it, and it's up to him to prove that he wants to fight. Let it go to purse bid. I don't need to fight. Let the fight go to purse bid, and they can do what they want to on that end. So, you can look at it from all different options, but one way you can't look at it is say that Shakur Stevenson is ducking the William Zepeda when William Zepeda then ducked Shakur over and over and over again. Let's just use common sense. But, with all that being said, like I said, if William Zepeda wants to fight, if Oscar De La Hoya wants to fight, the fight is there. Hey, if you really talking about what you say you talking about and you really want to fight, make it go to purse bid. And if Shakur Stevenson is really ducking, well, y'all will be able to fight for the title against somebody, right, that's not named Shakur Stevenson, a vacant title shot, because they'll have to strip Shakur. You're lying. You're full of shit, but these dudes on YouTube don't have integrity, right, to report the information correctly how it's supposed to be reported. But, that's how I feel about the whole situation. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Do y'all think that Zepeda really want to fight? Do y'all think that Zepeda gonna take it all away and make it go to purse bid? But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Tego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.